Hey guys, so since I got my car back 4 or 5 months ago, I guess 5 months now, the driver's side door never closed properly. In fact, it was always ajar, kind of like this, as you can see. It just, no matter how hard you slammed it, it just would not catch and pull in all the way, flush with the rear quarter panel and the way it's supposed to be. So no matter how hard you slammed it, it would always be like that. I don't know if you can see that. And really, it's supposed to be like that. There you go. So it's bothered me, and of course when you're driving the car, it's unsafe, and then you're gonna have a lot of wind buffeting around the frame and the door itself. So I had some time today to actually fix it. I wanted to walk you through what's involved in that. I believe this is an inherent problem with these cars as they age, but I want to walk you through a few steps as to what I did and some things to hopefully help you guys in the future. The first step is to remove the door card, and you can see here in my car it's removed. It wasn't actually too bad, and I'll walk you through that real quickly. So take some good mental notes. Let me get a pointer, which is my screwdriver, my Phillips, and you have to start at the top of the door card, taking off this screw right here, then which is exposed, and then coming back and then taking off the screw that sits right here. This one's a little tricky, so don't round it off. And then you have to pry out the power window switch, which is this guy right here. Just pull the actual joystick, the top of the joystick off, as I call it. Just gently pull that off. It's a friction fit, and then you can see there's a metal hinge here, and there's one on the other side, on the back side right here. It's a friction fit inside the opening in the door card, and you just gently pull it out through the little hole that's right here. And I used this plastic tool that I bought from Harbor Freight Tools. This is a great little kit, and the rest of the kit is down here. It's only a few bucks, and man, if you have a car, that's a few dollars well spent. So certainly recommend that. Once that switch is out, then it just pulls out. You disconnect the harness plug, which is this guy, carefully, and then there's two self tappers or machine screws, one here, one here. They're actually both different. One has a washer on it, which is this one here. This one doesn't. I don't know why they did that, but anyway. So just to make sure you don't get them confused, I actually put them back in their respective spots, and so they have to come out. And I recommend either a Phillips screwdriver with a longer one like this, or if you're fortunate to have one, a ratchet with a 3/8 drive, a 1/4 inch Phillips head like that. That works really well. So once that's off, the top of the door card will come off, which is right here. There it is there. So this is the opening right here. Actually, this is where the handle is, which is right here, and you can see right here is where that power mirror switch sits. So this guy sits right in here like that. Once these two screws are out, this door handle will actually just slide out. And actually you have to just be careful, because it's a friction fit with these two little feet right here that slide in. Let me just get over here. Slides into these two little holes right here, and that's how that door handle comes out. So once the door handle is out and the top of the door card is off, then you loosen these two self-tapper machine screws right here, And then after that, it's plain sailing. You take this little tool right here, and you go around the perimeter of the door card where the clips are. You know, right here you can see all the clip holes, and gently pry the door card from the door frame, and that'll get the card off. So just be very careful with everything. My car has aftermarket tweeter in the top of the door card, so I had to disconnect the 2 speaker wires. So just be careful with all that stuff. Take your time. It took me, you know, 10 or 15 minutes. It wasn't too bad at all, guys, to do it. So fairly straightforward. Once the door card is off, you can see the inner skin, which is nice, and then you can see sort of the right over here on the inside. You can see the mechanism for the door handle, all the springs, and the actual mechanism. And what I did is on my car right here, this latch was very, very stiff, and it was hard to turn. And I think that's really a function of age and just not being lubricated over the years. And so what I did is I soaked, I soaked the mechanism, which is right here, and all the springs and the rods, and then the handle, which is up here. I really soaked it with PB Blaster, this stuff here, and was very liberal in doing so. While I was doing that, I would rock it back and forth, this guy back and forth, and now it actually turns really well. Can you hear that? It feels, it's easy to turn. It clicks in place, and it actually works like it should. And prior to all this, this was very hard to turn and very hard to release when I lifted the handle up. So now it's got a good feel to it, and you can tell it's lubricated, it's working well. So that's good. So that was one thing that needed to be done. The other thing that needed to be done was this guy. So this was interesting. This is the actual latch, and on my car, some previous mechanic had significantly damaged these 2 screws. In fact, this one was missing. It was just nothing there, and this one was completely rounded up, was completely damaged and rounded. And you can see this one is actually semi-rounded. So somebody had tried to adjust this hinge, and in doing so damaged all 3 of these fasteners. Luckily, I had these 2 in my nut and bolt bin. I was able to find them. And then this guy, I was very careful in removing it. And so what I did is I took this piece off, and there's actually a metal backing plate for this on the inside, which would be hard to actually record. But there is a metal backing plate that sits back here. And once I took these 3 fasteners off, actually the plate fell behind the seat belt. So I had to take this trim piece off, which was pretty easy. There's only two self-tapper screws holding it at the bottom here, right there. And I just pulled it away. Actually, you have to be able to remove the coat hanger because it's connected right there. So there's a coat hanger. It's pretty simple, guys. This piece just slides up, revealing the 2 screws, which are right there. So then this whole trim piece for the beep pillar, I guess you can say, it just flops out. And then I had to remove the seat belt reel right here. It's a number 17 bolt, which is right here. Man, and that took a bit of torque to remove. So use a 1/2-inch ratchet with a breaker bar, and it'll come out. And once this is all out, you can fish out this backing plate right here that the hinge is bolted to, and you can actually just pull it back up. So anyway, yeah, so I got that all out. A couple other steps I guess I'm missing is you have to also remove this piece here, which sits actually behind the hinge. To get that out is simple. You just remove the rubber door seal, and there's one screw hole. There's one screw, sorry, right here that holds it in place. So it's pretty simple once you remove the this rubber seal. And actually, I recommend going ahead and removing the metal plate, dorsal plate, which is this piece here. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 self-tapping screws that hold it in place, and here it is here. It's this solid piece of stainless steel. So there it is there. So once this is out, this can come out, then this can come out, and then you can get to the plate back here, which holds a hinge in, and then you can adjust this plate. You can slide it. Most car companies will give you like a 1/4 inch to 3/8 of an inch of adjustment on these guys, because you know,